Imagine life as a stage, and we're all actors. Sometimes the best move is to walk off. Life's a stage, right? Shakespeare told us so. We strut and fret, deliver our lines, bask in applause, hopefully. But what happens when the play's a dud? When your gut screams, "Get me out of here!" Most of us, we soldier on, trapped by the spotlight's glare. We forget we have a choice to walk away. This isn't about quitting on life, no sir. It's about recognizing when a scene, an act, or maybe the whole damn play is no longer serving you. Because life, my friends, is too damn short for bad theater. Societal pressures often keep us tethered to misery. We're told to persevere, but is that always the right choice? We're raised on a steady diet of never give up. Perseverance is glorified, quitting is demonized. But what about the subtle art of knowing when to fold 'em? When to walk away from the table, head held high, and say, "Not this game, not anymore"? Because let's be honest, clinging to a sinking ship doesn't make you a hero, it makes you a lousy swimmer. Ah, the sunk cost fallacy. That sneaky little gremlin that whispers in our ears, "You've invested so much already, you can't possibly walk away now." We cling to the familiar, the comfortable, even when it's making us miserable. But the truth is, sometimes the bravest, most liberating thing we can do is to cut our losses and walk away. Because clinging to a sinking ship doesn't make you a survivor, it makes you a passenger on a one-way trip to Disappointmentville. Walking away is scary, no doubt about it. It's stepping off the edge of the known into the abyss of the unknown. It's about facing our fears, silencing the voices of doubt, and trusting our gut. It's about believing in our own resilience, our ability to navigate the unknown. It's about having faith that something better awaits us, even if we can't see it yet. So take a deep breath, gather your courage, and step into the unknown. Ever feel like you're dancing to someone else's tune? Time to cut the strings. Relationships, man. They can be beautiful, messy, life-affirming things, but they can also turn you into a puppet, dancing to someone else's tune. You twist and contort, trying to please, to fit, to become something you're not. And for what? A standing ovation? A pat on the head? Listen, you're not here to be someone's puppet. This is your life, your show. And if someone's got their hand so far up your backside, they're working your vocal cords. It's time to cut the strings. Relationships shouldn't cost you your soul. Know when to walk away from the all-you-can-eat buffet of bullshit. We've all been there, stuck in a relationship that feels like an all-you-can-eat buffet of bullshit. You keep going back for seconds, thirds, even when your stomach is screaming for mercy. But here's the thing, love shouldn't cost you your soul. Sometimes, the kindest thing you can do for yourself and them is to walk away. We often think of walking away as a selfish act, but sometimes it's the kindest thing you can do for yourself and the other person. Letting go, saying goodbye, it's painful, no doubt. Walking away isn't about giving up. It's about taking back control of your life. Walking away from a relationship can feel like defeat, like admitting failure. But here's the truth. It takes guts to walk away. It takes strength to choose yourself, your well-being, your right to be happy. It's about recognizing that you deserve more than breadcrumbs of affection, more than half-hearted promises, more than a love that feels like a chore. Walking away is an act of radical self-love. Your job title might sound fancy, but is it just a gilded cage? Time to spread your wings and fly. We spend a ridiculous amount of our lives at work, stuck in fluorescent-lit boxes, staring at screens, longing for the sweet release of Friday afternoon. We chase promotions, bigger paychecks, shinier job titles, but what's it all for? Sometimes that corner office with the panoramic view is just a gilded cage. You're trapped by golden handcuffs, chained to a desk, your soul slowly withering away. You're selling your soul by the hour, and the price is wrong. Know your worth, and then add tax. Let's be honest, most jobs are just fancy barter systems. You trade your precious time, your energy, your sanity for a paycheck. But are you getting a fair deal, or are you selling yourself short, accepting pennies on the dollar for your talents and abilities? Because your time, your energy, your very essence is priceless. Walking away from a soul-crushing job? It might just be the push you need to build your own empire. Ever dreamt of being your own boss? Of calling the shots, setting your own hours, and answering to no one but yourself? Sometimes the misery of a soul-crushing job is the kick in the pants you need to finally pursue that dream. You have talents, skills, passions that the world needs. Remember when work was, dare I say it, enjoyable? Find a job you love, and you'll never work a day in your life. Or at least it'll feel that way. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Work is called work for a reason. It's not always going to be rainbows and butterfly kisses, but it shouldn't feel like a punishment either. We chase after what we're supposed to want, ignoring the whispers of our own desires. Time to tune in. We've all been there, lured in by the siren song of should. You should want that high-powered career. That list of life goals gathering dust? Maybe it's time to toss it out and start writing your own damn story. We're bombarded with images of the perfect life, exotic vacations, fancy cars, picture-perfect families. We create bucket lists, those aspirational to-do lists designed to convince ourselves and others that we're living life to the fullest. But what happens when those bucket list items start to feel more like obligations than desires? Here's a radical thought: ditch the bucket list. Society says quitting is for losers. But what if it's the key to unlocking your true potential? We're taught from a young age that quitting is bad. Winners never quit, and quitters never win, blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing. Sometimes quitting is the smartest, bravest, most liberating thing you can do. Quitting that dead-end job that sucks the life out of you? That's not failure, that's creating space for something better to come along. Quitting that relationship that's turned toxic? That's not giving up. That's choosing yourself, your well-being, your right to be happy. When your actions align with your values, your passions, magic happens. Imagine this. You wake up every morning feeling energized, excited about the day ahead. You work on projects that light you up, that make you feel challenged, fulfilled, maybe even a little bit giddy. You spend your time with people who inspire you, support you, and make you laugh until your sides hurt. Sound too good to be true? It's not. This is the power of alignment. Meet Brenda, the accountant who traded spreadsheets for seashells and found her happy place. Brenda was the epitome of responsible. A whiz with numbers, she'd climbed the corporate ladder one spreadsheet at a time, but behind that Excel smile, pure existential dread. Brenda yearned for the ocean. One day she snapped, quit her job and said, "I'm going to sell seashells by the seashore." Now she's living the dream, teaching tourists to surf and collecting seashells. The moral? Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is trade your cubicle for a beach umbrella. John's story proves that sometimes heartbreak leads to the most beautiful adventures. John, poor bastard, got dumped. Blindsided, heartbroken, he was ready to drown his sorrows in a bottomless pit of ice cream and rom-coms. But then, a funny thing happened. He stumbled across his old bucket list, the one with learn to surf in Bali gathering dust at the bottom. And just like that, something shifted. He booked a one-way ticket, packed a surfboard, never mind that he'd never even touched one, and flew to the other side of the world. He spent the next few months riding waves, exploring hidden temples, and connecting with locals who taught him the true meaning of island time. Did he forget about his ex? Eventually. More importantly, he discovered a strength, a resilience he never knew he possessed. He came back tanned, toned, and sporting a newfound appreciation for life's unexpected detours. Turns out heartbreak can be a hell of a travel agent. Ever heard of Steve? He ditched the boardroom for the stage and discovered his inner stand-up star. Steve was a corporate drone, but he had a secret. The man was funny. One day, he quit his job, traded his suit for a t-shirt and jeans, and signed up for an open mic night. Turns out, people loved his humor. He bombed a few times, but learned from his mistakes and worked his way up to bigger clubs and bigger laughs. Steve's story is proof that sometimes the scariest stage is the one you're not on. The case of the disappearing dentist. Turns out, not all heroes wear capes. Some wear aprons and bake damn good sourdough. Dr. Miller was living the American dream. Successful practice, big house, even bigger SUV. But behind that perfect smile, Dr. Miller was miserable. Then, he discovered the joys of baking. It started with chocolate chip cookies. He hung up his drill, sold his practice, and opened a bakery. The locals rejoiced. Dr. Miller, now Baker Bob, found purpose and passion. Sometimes the most fulfilling path leads to a warm, gooey cookie. Section 1. The gut check. Your intuition is a powerful thing. Learn to listen to that little voice inside, even when it whispers. Deep down, you already know. That nagging feeling, that quiet voice in the back of your mind. That's your intuition trying to tell you something. It might be a whisper at first, a subtle nudge in a different direction. But if you ignore it, it'll turn into a roar, a primal scream that's impossible to ignore. So how do you know when it's time to walk away? When the thought of staying another day, another hour, another minute fills you with dread, that's your cue. When your body starts sending you SOS signals, headaches, insomnia, that weird twitch in your left eye, pay attention. Your intuition is your inner compass, guiding you towards your true north. Listen to it. Trust it. It might just save your life. Section 2. The fear factor. Walking away is scary. Acknowledge the fear, then do it anyway. Let's be real. Walking away is terrifying. It's stepping off the edge of the known into the abyss of the unknown. It's facing your fears, silencing the voices of doubt, and taking a giant leap of faith. Your mind will come up with a million reasons why you shouldn't do it. You'll fail. You'll regret it. You'll end up alone, eating ramen noodles in your underwear. And you know what? Maybe you will. But here's the thing, staying stuck is a guaranteed way to ensure that none of your dreams will ever come true. So acknowledge the fear, feel it fully, and then do it anyway. Because the only thing scarier than walking away is waking up years from now, filled with regret, wondering what if. Section 3. The exit strategy. Don't just burn bridges, dismantle them strategically. You might need those materials later. Walking away doesn't mean torching the earth behind you. Sure, there might be situations where a dramatic exit is warranted. Looking at you, toxic boss from hell. But in most cases, a little grace goes a long way. Remember that relationship you're leaving? Be honest, be kind, but be firm in your decision. That job that's sucking your soul? Give proper notice. Offer to help with the transition and leave on good terms if you can. You never know when you might cross paths with these people again. Think of it as strategic dismantling, not reckless destruction. You're taking apart the structure that's no longer serving you, but salvaging the valuable materials, relationships, skills, lessons learned. You might just need those materials to build something even better down the road. Section 4. The art of reinvention. Walking away is just the first step. Now it's time to reinvent yourself, rewrite your story, and build the life you were meant to live. Congratulations, you walked away. You faced your fear, trusted your gut, and took a giant leap of faith. Give yourself a pat on the back You deserve it. But don't get too comfortable just yet. Walking away is just the first step. Now comes the fun part, reinvention. This is your chance to hit the reset button, to rewrite your story the way you want it to be told. What are you passionate about? What makes you come alive? What did you always want to do but were too afraid to try? Now's the time to explore those possibilities. Take that class, book that trip, start that business. Embrace the unknown, experiment, make mistakes, and learn from them. Remember, this is your life, your masterpiece. Make it bold, make it beautiful, make it uniquely you. Remember that play we talked about? It's your life, and you're the director. Time to write your own ending. As the curtain falls on our little exploration of walking away, let's rewind to that theatrical metaphor. Life's a stage, sure, but here's the plot twist. You're not just the actor, you're the playwright, the director, the entire damn production crew. You get to call the shots, write the script, and yes, even yell, "cut," when a scene isn't working. So if you find yourself stuck in a plot that feels more like a tragedy than a romantic comedy, remember, you have the power to rewrite the ending. You can toss out the old script, the one that tells you to play it safe, to settle, to endure. This is your story, your masterpiece. Don't let anyone, not even your own fear, tell you how it ends. Walking away isn't always easy, but it's always a choice that can lead to freedom, joy, and a whole lot of self-discovery. Walking away takes guts. It means facing the unknown, silencing those pesky voices of doubt, and trusting that you'll land on your feet. It's about choosing yourself, your well-being, your right to be happy, even when it's scary as hell. But here's the beautiful thing about choice. It puts you in the driver's seat. It reminds you that you are not a passive passenger in your own life. You have agency, you have power, and you have the right to say, "This isn't working for me anymore. I choose something different." And that something different, it might be messy, it might be challenging, it might involve a few wrong turns and dead ends. But it will also be an adventure, a journey of self-discovery, and ultimately, a path that leads you closer to the life you were meant to live. It all starts with a single step, and then another, and another. Before you know it, you'll be miles away from where you started, and a whole lot closer to where you're meant to be. Walking away isn't about reaching a specific destination. It's about embracing the journey. It's about taking that first terrifying step into the unknown, and then another, and another. It's about trusting your gut, learning from your mistakes, and celebrating even the smallest victories along the way. So what are you waiting for? That perfect moment, that foolproof plan, that cosmic sign from the universe? Newsflash, it's not coming. The perfect time to walk away is always right now. Take a deep breath, lace up your metaphorical hiking boots, and start walking. You might stumble, you might fall, but you'll also discover strengths you never knew you had, resilience you didn't know you possessed, and a whole lot of amazing scenery along the way. So go ahead, take that first step. Walk away from what's no longer serving you, and step boldly into the unknown. The world is waiting. The power of walking away is the power to choose yourself, to create a life that lights you up from the inside out. It's about releasing what's no longer serving you, embracing the unknown, and stepping boldly into the most authentic, fulfilling version of yourself. So go ahead, take that first step. Walk away from the dead-end job, the toxic relationship, the unfulfilling dream. Walk away from the shoulds, the expectations, the limitations you've placed upon yourself. The world is vast and full of possibilities. It's time to go explore them. Walk on, my friend. Walk on.